Go! It's time off on the Peter Channel. Sign off news and it's early Friday morning, May 6th, 2016. Hey, just for the Peter Channel. Signs off in the night. Somebody gonna early morning news headlines, overnight news headlines on this early Friday morning, May 6th, 2016. Peter Wiggins news headlines at 12:20 a.m. Top story is Washington where House Speaker Paul Ryan said Thursday he cannot yet support presumptive Republican nominee Donald Trump's presidential campaign. A judge says insurance and litigation with Penn State claim a boy told Coach Joe Paterno in 1976 that he had been molested by a convicted former Nittany Lions assistant football coach Jerry Sandusky. The driver of a black Mercedes with paper plates led afforded on a slow-moving chase that started in Compton, California, and ended with a standoff Thursday night in Anaheim Hills, California. Los Angeles, Lonnie Davian Franklin Jr. one-time garbage truck driver and LAPD garbage attendant was found guilty Thursday of murder of 9 women and 1 girl over the span of 3 decades, making him one of the most prolific serial killers. A woman was killed by her strange husband and male bystander wounded on a shooting Thursday in the parking lot of a High Point High School in Buffalo, Maryland, domestic incident, police said. E-cigarettes and other tobacco products like premium cigars and hookahs will be regulated in the same way the government regulates traditional cigarettes and smokeless tobacco. Pyongyang, North Korea, kicked off its first Congress and was ruled Workers' Party in 36 years on the Friday when Kim Jong-un expected to further consolidate its control over the country that has grown increasingly isolated over its personal nuclear weapons. Sometime Friday morning, Canadian officials will give the signal to recovery of hundreds of vehicles from well south from the Banner City of Fort McMurray as evacuees try to get away from the flames of a massive wildfire. In Damascus, Syria, a renowned Christian conducted a traffic concert Thursday in the ruins of the ancient Syrian city of Hamar, once served by ISIS even as they struck at a refugee camp in the north and left at least 28 people and dozens. In Istanbul, Turkey's prime minister resigned Thursday after a public rift with President Recep Tayyip Erdogan fronted the country's politics in the turmoil and paved the way for Erdogan to consolidate power at the time of the domestic regional crisis. Charleston, West Virginia, Republican Donald Trump returned to the campaign trail for his first rally in the presidential nominee on Thursday night, delivered in the series of Syrian attacks against likely rival who considered making it clear he had no. Denver, the city of Colorado Springs, had agreed to a resolution that says poor people are wrongfully jailed because they cannot afford to pay fines, but they incurred for petty offenses such as loitering in the panhandle that Florida descended Thursday. Fort Lauderdale, Florida, an Allegiant airline was diverted to Fort Lauderdale Hollywood International Airport on Thursday afternoon because of turbulence. A leader of great Eric's been awarded a section in San Andreas Fault in Southern California may be ready to go to that major triple could shake the Los Angeles metropolitan area is long overdue. Okay, let's take a look at some local news from the Sun Chronicle. Thoroughbred horse racing employees returned to the Brockton Fairgrounds this summer after Massachusetts regulators rejected them to build a casino on the property. And it's all due to Plainways Park Casino in Plainville. Fairgrounds owner George Carney said the demise of a $6.7 million resort carrier casino played by Chicago's West Street Gaming has been stopped him from moving ahead and improvements in the fairground track which that hosted a horse race in 2001. Race organized all the way and received St. Louis with a total of 30 race days at the start this year in anticipation they would have time to schedule races at least until the casino project began in earnest. The family of North Alabama man, John Allen, killed in the fire is hoping that Artist Birmingham with a place for children to form memories of their own. North Alabama signed Elf Fisher's select when Paul Bell stepped down as a board's chairman Thursday just a month after the intensive reorganization where he held onto the title. A 95-year-old woman backed by conservative elderly advocates has sued the 2 reverse mortgage companies alleging for charging excessive fees after she failed in foreclosure proceedings. Rebel Owen has more bridge work in the future. Seeker appoints new town moderator Wall. The town is responsible for paying the relocation expenses for the caretaker who resides in a house at the Holy Cross Cemetery. And now look at your state news around the Bay State. After water the highs for the past 2 weeks, Borrowers rates reverse course pulled back to their yearly lows. The retreat began last week after the Federal Reserve met and expressed concerns about the economy. Washington, Donald Trump said Thursday he has never against Janet Yellen, but it would likely replace her as Fed chair once her term is up. Tokyo, Singapore, Asia shares wallowed at 1 month lows on Friday as investors braced for the U.S. air for payoffs and payrolls up poured after jobless claims data out of earlier release stops over the stably rosy employment picture. SeaWorld Entertainment Corporate saw modest increases in revenue and attendance in the first quarter, but executives now plan future expectation called 2016 a transitional year. Boston, Somerville, Cambridge are offered $75 million to help get MBTA solid green line extension project up and running. In a joint statement on Thursday, Cambridge City Manager Richard Rossi and Somerville Mayor Joseph Curtin said they're making an offer to help the state close and fund the gap. On the proposal, Somerville would enjoy the bulk of it. An extension would kick in $50 million, and Cambridge get a new Leachman station could contribute $25 million. Salem, Massachusetts, 6 students of minor regions with a car collided with a school bus in Salem, Massachusetts. I left Lauren John of Yennemis, Fulvus, one of 6 new fossil species found at 7 China. Following no black holes are kind of big we had with a smaller version of mass, and as we can go out there and simply weigh them. When statistical human embryos for lab research and experiments at the 14-day mark, and did not, they said internationally accepted guidelines that have been largely self-regulating. People with a heart-rhythm disorder atrial fibrillation may have a heightened risk of developing dementia, and the quality of the drug treatment may play a role in the new study hits. Sacramento area branches of Costco and Trader Joe's have pulled all the products involved into separate multi-state recalls of food that may be contaminated with Listeria bacteria. The biggest loser have recently come to fire, following reports that the contestants frequently gained back all the weight they lost. Peter Cello News Time, 12:26 in the morning time, and it's early Friday morning, and it's time now for a travel report. Let's study off down in Rhode Island, where it's looking good at highways and byways and Rhode At Massachusetts, Mass Park on the westbound side, so from Logan Airport all the way at the South Boston Mass Park on the eastbound side, and so from the Prue Tunnel all the way at the Southeast Expressway. Eastern Massachusetts highways are looking good. Route 6 of Sunwood on all leads. Mass Park eastbound side, a little slow around 291 to Springfield, but it's looking good from Stockbridge to Boston, except that Mass Park eastbound side, a little slow before Route 128 in Weston. Route 2 westbound side is a little slow around the Colchester stretch. 91 is southbound side, a little slow front the Middletown side after 691. I-8 for the westbound side, a little slow in West Waterbury, Connecticut. Route 20 westbound side, a little slow at I-91 in Windsor Locks, Connecticut. 95 in the southbound side, so over the Bridgeport stretch. Mirror Parkway is southbound side, so from Route 7 to Norwalk Lane in Sanford. 95 is southbound side from Brockland to George Washington Bridge. Lincoln Tunnel to the westbound side, and it's so. Queensbury Bridge on both ends, it's a little slow, and Midtown Tunnel, so both ends, FDR Drive, and the northbound side, so from Lincoln Tunnel all the way at the Harlem. 278 in the eastbound side, a little slow after Williamsburg Bridge in Brooklyn. 278 on the westbound side, a little slow after Brandon Durham's Bridge. 678 on both ends, a little slow at the Grand Central Parkway by the Queen stretch. Highways and byways on Vermont direction made out looking good. New York State and Pennsylvania highways are looking good. And New Jersey turnouts moving from New York to Delaware, except at night. On the New Jersey Park on the southbound side, a little slow for Delaware Bridge. And the Garden State Parkway on the northbound side, a little slow between Ocean City and Wildwood. And 267 in the eastbound side, it's a little slow at the Dell stretch. And I-895 on the northbound side, a little slow around the Baltimore Harbor Tunnel. Okay, look at MBTA alerts at 12:28. Subway system, commuter rail, and the ferries, they are looking good. Peter Chell News Time is out 12:28 a.m. on this early Friday morning, and it's time now for our weather report. And look at the latest radar, and it shows some spotty rain showers from Quincy stretching down Plymouth and Grand Brockton, and also a lot of rain showers stretching from East Step, stretching Prospect, stretching all the way up to the Cape Man, and stretching all the way down to the Seacoast region of New Hampshire, stretching from Maine, from York, all the way down from Calas, and stretching out the eastern portion of New Brunswick, and coming a bunch of Nova Scotia, and seeing some spotty rain showers from North and Western, stretching in eastern Keene around Concord, and some spotty rain showers in southern Vermont. Rain showers by Northampton into eastern Springfield. Some spotty rain showers from Springfield, stretching the day out from Colchester, Connecticut. Alright, 7-day forecast goes like this. Overnight, while you're sleeping in the overnight hours of tonight, we're going to have some rain likely made before 2 a.m. Petrobras before 1 a.m. Otherwise, clouds got about 43 degrees. North about 7 to 9 miles on chest pace at 60%. New percent less than 7 days possible. Friday. Slight chest pace between 7 a.m. and 10 a.m. Then a chest showers after 10 a.m. Clouds got about 57 degrees. And needs about 8 to 6 miles on chest pace at 30%. New percent less than 7 days possible. Friday night, and chest showers and thunderstorms also possible after 5 a.m. Pitch back up to 10 a.m. 10 p.m. Otherwise, most gusts go about 46 degrees and north winds about 8 to 10 miles an hour. Chance of rain 50%. New rate about 3 days, 10 quarter day. Possible extended hours, possible thunderstorms. Saturday, chance of showers and thunderstorms before 10 a.m. Then a slight chance of showers between 10 a.m. and noon. And a slight chance of showers and thunderstorms afternoon. Pitch back before 9 a.m. Otherwise, most gusts go about 60. How about 62 degrees? North winds about 5 to 8 miles an hour. Kevin Glenn, variable in the afternoon. Chance of rain 30%. New river about less than 10 inches. Extended hours, possible thunderstorm. For Saturday, a slight chance of showers after 2 a.m. Most gusts go to about 48 degrees. Light south wind, chance of rain 20%. Sunday, slight chance of showers. Maybe before 5 p.m. Most gusts to podcast guys about 64, about 42 degrees. Chance of rain 50%. Monday, Sunday podcast about 66, about 47 degrees. And for Tuesday, Port South guys about 69 degrees. Tuesday, chance of showers. Most gusts go about 51 degrees. And chance of rain 30%. Wednesday, chance of showers. Most gusts go about 68, about 48 degrees. Chance of rain is 40%. And for Thursday, chance of showers. Port South guys about 62 degrees. Chance of rain 30%. Currently, not here. It is a light rain fog mist, and it's 46 degrees. And that's me for the Peter Channel. Sign up news that it's early Friday morning, May 6th, 2016. Good night and a good morning. And now the time now is 29 minutes to 1 a.m. on this early Friday morning. Peter Channel will be signing off for the night. This appearance will be a good night and a good morning. And I'll see you later this morning with a water report. Turn off the lights. And good night and a good morning.